Hello, what if you could get more fun? What if you could get more love? What if you could get more money? Yes, married men entrepreneurs are facing two pitfalls that are all related to not having fun, not having love, not having money. Those two pitfalls are communication with the wife, not getting enough recurring revenue. And those two pitfalls, in fact, are so interconnected that it's just like a snake biting its tail. It's because if you don't make enough money, she doesn't she's not happy. If she's not happy, communication is wrong. If the communication is wrong, you get stressed, and if you get stressed, you don't make enough money, and you end up like a snail biting its tail. So that's not something that we want, don't we? Married men entrepreneurs, it's a complex life. I mean, I am a married male entrepreneur. My name is Thomas Trautmann. And I'm a married man entrepreneur. It sounds like I'm an alcoholic, but it's something like that, being a married man entrepreneur. It's not a disease. It's a crazy thing. I have been married twice. I am already divorced once. I had two children from the first marriage. I have three children from this marriage. I absolutely love my children. I love my wife, and I definitely don't want to lose them. On the other hand, I love my business. I love being an entrepreneur. I have already created, I think, 3 or 4 companies. Some worked, some didn't work, and failure is part of the learning process. The problem is that failure is good for you as a learning process, but it's very bad for her and for her brain, because we are going to talk about the brain. Why about the brain? Because I love the brain. I mean, I'm a former scientist. I studied artificial intelligence, so I had a lot of interest about the brain. I'm certified as a neuromarketing instructor. Neuromarketing is how you implement brain science into marketing, sales, and strategy. And I am the founder of the Ethical Persuader system, the Neurocouple system, and the Decision Hack system, all using brain science converted into techniques that you can use in your daily life to drive persuasion. And I'm calling it ethical persuasion because ethical persuasion is for you to get from them the decisions you want while they make the decisions they need. So that's ethical persuasion. But what does that have to do? What are you doing really, Thomas? You know, why are you doing what you're doing? I'm doing what I'm doing because I want the world to smile again. I want every one of us to have a genuine smile. When I'm making a genuine smile, my brain gets a shot of endorphins and feels better and wants to smile more. And theoretically, if you're watching this, you are currently smiling too, because my smile drives subconsciously your smile, and your brain gets a shot of endorphins and a reward. Magic. That's what I want to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to focus on married men entrepreneurs, and I am here so that married men entrepreneurs get more fun, love, and money by using ethical persuasion and sales and marketing techniques, most of them being based on brain science. And with what do I do that? With webinars like this one, with ebooks that you can get, with trainings, online trainings, face-to-face coaching, online coaching, and so on and so forth. So that's the whole thing about what you will get. Think about it. I mean, if you think about married men entrepreneurs, there is an absolutely crazy number. There are two crazy numbers. The very first crazy number is the fact that there are 98 million married men entrepreneurs today. You may be part of them. If you're watching this video, there is a big chance that you are part of them. There are 98 million married male entrepreneurs who are going to lose their wife or their business, or both. 98 million. Those 98 million married men entrepreneurs are going to generate for divorce lawyers a revenue of 1.47 trillion. I'm trying to articulate properly because I didn't say billion, I said trillion. That's 12 zeros behind the one. $1.47 trillion of business for divorce lawyers just because of 98 million married male entrepreneurs that are facing the two pitfalls. Communication with the wife, not enough recurring customers. So that's pretty cool, but excuse me, getting a little dry on the back of the throat because it's stressing to express those numbers. Those numbers are so crazy. I mean, it's scary because when I ask, I mean, that's another completely nuts figure. I recently ran a little poll around married men entrepreneurs. Ask him then, when was the last time you had some intimate moments with your wife or girlfriend? 60%. 60% told me they don't even remember when was the last time they had some intimate moment with their partner. It's crazy. I don't know how it's looking for you, but 60%. Oh, and let me ask you another question. When was the last time you talked with her about your business without it ending up in an argument? Yeah, I know those are not very funny questions, but if you don't ask yourself those questions, you may miss something. And I mean, there was a picture I saw once. You know, I'm flying planes, and I was at one stage thinking about building my own plane, and I saw a picture of a guy. There was a kit plane that he built, and there was a cost. There was a cost in dollars, and beneath it was dollars plus my wife. That somehow summarizes well entrepreneurship. You know, it may cost you your wife. So, how can we, married men entrepreneurs, save our arses first of all, but also save our couple? Because if you're with that lady, you may be in love with her. I hope you're in love with her. So if you're in love with someone, you want to keep that person, you want to save that person, you want to protect that person. And I am sure, she's not, but I am sure you are doing everything you can to save, to protect, to grow your family and your couple. I know that. I'm the same. She doesn't know it. She would say, get yourself a fucking job. Stop playing as an entrepreneur. It's not working. You are burning our savings. You are burning the money for the kids' studies. You are burning the inheritance of my parents. You are burning our savings, whatever, because of your stupid little game. That's your business, by the way, that stupid little game, if you didn't get it by now. Yes, those are arguments that you may have heard and you will hear on a very, very regular basis. And very often it starts with this problem of communication. The brain, the female brain, and the male brain are not equals. Get that in your brain. Your brain and her brain are not equals. The female brain and the male brain are complementary. They don't work the same way. So the first pitfall being about communication with your wife, girlfriend. That first pitfall is communication, because the words you are using are not the words she hears. The words she is using are not the words you hear. Why is that? Because when it comes to the brain and to language, the female brain, so there are two hemispheres, there are two sides to the human brain, right? The two hemispheres. The language in the female brain is handled by the both hemispheres at the same time. The language in the male brain is handled by the left hemisphere, the one where should be where my fingers are. Oh, here's a little trick if you want to last longer, but shh, don't tell her. Talk when you are doing it. Well, when you are going back to do it, because at the moment she doesn't trust you for that. We'll talk about that. Talk, because men, we are handling sex and language in the left hemisphere, and we can do only one of the two. So talk. It will take your mind away and you are going to slow down in it. But anyway, that's not the topic. So by handling the language in both hemispheres, the female brain cannot be as precise as the male brain. It's an advantage, it's a disadvantage. It allows the female brain to go faster on many, many things. The male brain, as it handles language in the left hemisphere only, is very precise. When was the last time you heard us say, "Oh, it's disgusting in the house"? In fact, you would say, "There is a little bit of dust there on the ground." You're right. You're both right. You're both talking about exactly the same thing, except that you are not using the same words. That's the problem. Another example. She may ask you, "Can you please change the light bulb?" Can you? And your brain thinks, "Can I do that?" "Yes, I can. I have the skills for that." So you say, "Yes." And you keep watching the game. And she gets pissed. Because what her brain wanted to say, "Can you replace the light bulb now?" And you would have said, "Of course, I will do it right now." See, completely different communication ways. So that's the first problem. You have to, I'm sorry, you are the entrepreneur, so the bad news is that you are going to be the one who has to make the effort to move towards her. She's not going to move towards you. Why would she do that? Actually, in her brain, the mistake is you, not her. So that's the first thing about communication. It's the words you are using. And those words are driving many things. And they can drive something that's absolutely dangerous, which is called the fight-flight system. The fight-flight process, if you prefer. It's coming from the time we were living in caves. Fight-flight was very important for survival because you either stayed in front of the saber-toothed tiger or in front of your enemy to fight, or you were small enough because that was a very big saber tiger, and you went on the flight, you ran away. And there are a lot of things happening in your body at that time. Adrenaline shoots from the brain and drives, energy. Heart rate goes faster, breathing rate goes faster, cortisol is shot in your limbs so that you feel less pain. Blood is pulled away from your limbs so that you bleed less. You can say, "Yeah, it's pretty cool, but what?" But what is that? Because that beast stopped evolving 100,000 years ago, it still runs these processes when you have an argument with your wife. Just a few words start that. When she comes and says, "We need to speak," you have a very nice fight-flight process starting in the male brain. See, words are very, very, very important when it comes to communication with the wife. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that those words are going to drive emotions. I mean, you see it each time that you talk with her. She starts to show a lot of emotions. Women are very good at that because the female brain uses that little part here. That little part is called the limbic system. The limbic system is the part of the brain that manages emotions. You have one too. It's just that the female brain is so driven by emotions that it gets crazy. And here is the bad news, or the good news, it depends. That's something that you can learn because you will use it also to get more money from your clients. Memorization equals repetition times emotions. You say something, she has a negative emotion, she starts memorizing. You repeat that thing, "I'm going to be successful," she's pissed. "I'm going to make a lot of money," she's pissed. "I can't tell you when it's going to happen because I have no clue," she's super pissed. And she memorizes all those negative emotions that you created without knowing that you created those negative emotions. yeah, you are in trouble, I can tell you. And I mean, you know it. So how can you get out of that? You have to create positive emotions. How can you create positive emotions? The human brain loves something. The human brain, our friend here, loves something that's called stories. And stories are used to memorize information in the human brain. So you want to try to find stories about your business, about your couple, about whatever you want, as long as it relates to what you are talking with her, which is going to be in the situation we are in as married male entrepreneurs, which is your business. Try to create stories that create positive emotions in her brain. So that's the second trick that you can use. Those emotions are going to help you drive something that she lost in regards to you, which is trust. Trust is driven in the brain, usual culprit, by something called oxytocin. Oxytocin is the trust hormone. It starts when the mother breastfeeds the baby, for example. When the mother takes the baby to get it closer to her breast to feed the baby, she has a raise of oxytocin, sending subconscious signals to the baby that you can come, I'm not going to hurt you, I'm going to feed you. And surprisingly, in the baby's body, in the baby's brain, oxytocin levels raise also. And the signal is, I'm going just to feed myself, I'm not going to hurt you. So you can also have oxytocin. I mean, when two lovers have intercourse, oxytocin levels are raising. Okay, I know at the moment you may not have that, but that's the idea of this webinar, is to give you some pointers so that you can get back to that. Massage is a nice way to raise oxytocin. Could be a start. It could be a start. Even though at the moment, because she doesn't trust you, whenever you touch on the shoulder or do something on the neck, whatever you like to do, what she likes to do, she's not accepting it because she doesn't have that oxytocin growth, you know, that spike of oxytocin in the brain. So it's complex, but you have to build trust back. That trust is going to come from the fact that she feels safe again. That's again going back to the evolution of that beast. That beast stopped evolving. The human brain stopped evolving between 50,000 and 100,000 years ago, when we are still living in caves. Up there, you are running cave age processes. Yeah. So she is supposedly, from the latest scientific research that we have, the knowledge that we have about the human evolution, she is a gatherer while you are a hunter, which means that 100,000 years ago, you were hunting and providing food for the tribe, while she was gathering the tribe. She's the social element that creates something in her brain. For example, that's called the sixth sense, the female sixth sense. It's just the capability to read micro-expressions, physiological changes, stuff like that that men cannot see. Anyway, back to that. You are a hunter, she's a gatherer, so you are supposed to bring enough to keep the tribe to survive. That tribe, basic societal element of the human species, that tribe can just be you and her, that the couple is a tribe already, or you, her, and the kids. You have to provide to keep the tribe safe and to keep her brain thinking that everything is okay, that it's safe. You need to make money. You see, those, if I'm going back to my snake here, you are trying to serve the prime with your wife, while in fact the prime is also with your business, and you cannot trouble. It's so complex. So we want to create safety. We want to create money. How are you going to do that? Think about something. When you're in panic, what many entrepreneurs do, tell me if I'm wrong, they run after every shiny bullet they can find. I'm going to try this. Oh, I'm going to try that. No, I'm going to do this. You are losing yourself. You are in panic. And have you never heard that saying that you can't sell when you're in panic because the people in front of you know that you're in panic and they're going to let you in the shit? Yeah, because human beings are really nice people, you know. No, so more seriously, when you're in panic, you try everything. Maybe I should buy some little pieces of bitcoins that may generate some money. Yeah, it hasn't moved for the past year. Oh, I'm going to try this affiliate marketing thing. Or I just saw a thing on TikTok video that says I can make $15 per hour if I click somewhere, whatever. No. When you do that, you are confusing yourself. You are confusing her. You are confusing your clients. Why are you doing that? And if you start to do that, you are running after 60% of your market who doesn't care about you, who will never care about you. Yes, 60%. In fact, you should run after the 2% who need you now. Think about it. I'm targeting 98 million married men entrepreneurs. Among those married men entrepreneurs, there are some who don't care because they are too young, because they are too old, because their couple doesn't mean anything, or their business is something they're not interested in. I don't know. If I target 2% out of 98 million people, that's already 1.8 million. I'm rounding up figures. That's already 2 million people. 2 million people. If my average product is $1,000, I'm making 2 billion. That's pretty cool, don't you say? Don't you think so? But I'm going to talk about those figures a bit later. But those 2% are easy to target when you use ethical persuasion. And they're going to like you. And you know what? You have 70% chances to sell to someone who likes you. You have only 5% to sell to someone who doesn't care about you, who doesn't know you. So that's one more trick, you know. We are circling now. We went from the communication to the trust, now we're making the money, and now we are circling to the customers, because what you want are recurring customers. They are going to make you a lot of money. The more recurring customers you have, the more recurring income you are going to have, the safer she's going to feel. The more you are going to provide to the tribe, you see? And we are circling back, the communication is going to be different, and the trust is going to be different, and you will feel so nicely, so well, that you're going to generate more and more. By the way, more and more doesn't mean anything. Let's be unreasonable. Let's have objectives that are absolutely crazy, that are going to drive you so hard that you are going to have the right attitude, that you are going to have the right action, the ambition to go where you want to go. What is your goal? Don't tell me, I want to have a nice business. Doesn't mean a thing. I want to be happy. Oh, I want to be happy too, but that doesn't drive my actions. Get your objective. Let's say your objective is to make 1 million revenue this year. If you miss that, you will be very happy. What if you 10x? Yes, because I'm a partner of Grant Cardone. I'm a business coach with Grant Cardone as a partner. What if you 10x your objective? Instead of 1 million, make it 10 million. Can you imagine how this is going to change the way you see things and the actions you are going to take? Because targeting 1 million, it's pretty easy. Well, it's easy to say, but no, it's very easy. Target 10 million. That's going to become serious. And let's say you want to make 10 million. Think that you want to make 10 million. So how many products should you say if your product is worth 1,000? 10 million divided by 1,000. That's I'm lost in my calculation. That's completely crazy. 10 million. That's I'm tired. I'm sorry. 1 million. That's 10,000. So I have to sell 10,000 products. 10,000 products times. Let's round it because I'm too tired. by 10 months, that's 1,000 products per month. 1,000 products per month divided by 30, that's 300 products. No, yes, that's 30 products, 1,000 products per day. So how many calls do I have to make for that? If it's 20%, I have to make, yeah, anyway, a lot of calls. So you play that calculation thing, you know. And yes, I know I have a PhD and I cannot even calculate those little figures. Anyway, side comment. But you get it? Make the calculation backwards. Instead of going, oh, I have to sell 10 products today. And tomorrow I will try 20. And when you go that way, you don't reach your objective. Be unreasonable. 10x your objective. Calculate by your average cost of product how much product or service, how much you have to sell, and see per day. If it's too many, don't. I forbid you to do that. Don't downsize your objective, even the 10x objective. Never, ever downsize your objective. That's one step to failure. But increase your action. Increase the amount of action you're going to take. Maybe you need to hire people. Say, I don't want to hire people, that's a lot of money. On Fiverr or on Upwork, you can find people that doesn't cost that much. And they're going to bring you money, more money than they are going to cost you. What do you have to lose here? Nothing. So do that. Do that and be seen. Because you're 2% in that huge market of yours. They have to see you. Start from the principle that whatever you are doing, they don't care before they see you, before they know who you are. We are lucky, we have the internet. That's a good point. It's also a very bad point because at the moment, nowadays, the attention span of people is microscopic. They really don't care anymore. I mean, you're not fighting with your competitors. You are fighting with the attention. You are fighting with, currently, it's the Rugby World Cup. So that's where the attention is. Next time it will be because they have to do some course. They have to go and to run to the grocery shop. The latest, the youngest kid has knocked, crushed on the ground, has some bleeding knee, blah, blah, blah. You are fighting against that. You have to be seen. That's called omnipresence. You have to be seen everywhere. And you have to keep in mind that each time you post something, set your mind in a way that you know that no one's going to see it, which means that you have to post again and post again and post again until they see you. You cannot stop. It's great to have the internet. It's not that great because the attention span, again, the attention span in that thing is so low. Okay? So you have to be omnipresent. They have to see you everywhere. And as Grant Cardone would say, best known beats best. Always. Always. Be the best known, don't be the best. You can be human. 80% perfection is perfect. Don't go for 100%. You're going to overthink it. You're going to waste time. You are going to waste money. She is not going to listen to you. She's going to have arguments. She doesn't trust you. You are losing your business. You are losing your clients. Blah, 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 blah. And we are back to our little snake. So do that. I want you to try to improve the way you communicate with her. I'm asking you that for you. I want you to build that trust again. Use the right vocabulary. Try to think and talk like your brain wants. Okay? Try to raise that energy in your couple by being the one who knows. Take responsibility. You are the one who has the business. You are the one who creates that situation. It's not her. You are responsible for it. Take responsibility. That's what entrepreneurs are doing. Take responsibility. Own what you're doing. Own the results. Grow the results. Be unreasonable. 10x your objectives. Go for it. And we will talk soon. There is somewhere a button where you can get a book, a training, something. I never define at first what I will give you, but I will give you something I like to over deliver. So click, have fun, and we talk very soon. Cheers.